Home is where connections are made, memories are formed, and ideas are born. And no one knows home better than NFM. Thanks for tuning in to I Am Home, the podcast that goes deeper than trends and dives into what it means to make your house a home.
Hello and welcome to I Am Home, the Home Life Best Life podcast. I'm Tyler Wisecup, joined by my co-host who proves function and fashion can absolutely be friends. It's Becca Sudbeck.
Yes. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Becca. And our other co-host, she's the pop of color in our otherwise stainless steel studio.
Oh.
It's Hilary Waltemath.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Hilary. Today on the show, we're joined by DJ Ekstam. DJ, did I pronounce your last name correctly? I'm
You
terrible.
did. You did. You're batting 1,000 right now.
Yes. I nailed it. Okay. DJ, you're a senior manager for training at Samsung Digital Appliances. And you're here to kind of help us learn about specifically Samsung's Bespoke line. It's one that I've had my eye on for a real long time. It's so like trend forward and just beautiful. It's modular. There's like a lot of fun to this line. And we're so excited to kind of get this like insider view of where this came from, this whole product exploration. It's really kind of shooken up, I feel like, just appliances generally.
Yeah.
So, and DJ, I think you're the perfect person for this. You're self-described as like a tech junkie and like a tech lover. We were just talking about your 3 kids and all these different appliances and how it kind of shapes your home. So I'm so excited to dive into this topic with you. But first, let me tell you why we're even doing this podcast. And that's because NFM is more than just your everything home store. We're in the business of improving lifestyles because your home life should be your best life. And you can learn more at nfm.com. So, DJ, I wonder if you can help us for someone that hasn't heard about Bespoke yet, which at this point, I don't know how they couldn't have. Mm-hmm. But if they haven't heard about Bespoke, how do you go about like explaining it to people?
Yeah, that's a great question. And first off, thank you for having me. Super excited to be here. I feel like with Bespoke, a lot of people, especially if you think about just coming into an appliance space and maybe, you're into the store and there's that bit of anxiety that every customer has with, what's the right product to have? Is this going to be the one that's going to last me the longest amount of time? Is my day-to-day use of this product going to change and I'm going to maybe outgrow this particular unit? So what Samsung's done is they've put a bespoke product, that premium product that really not only has great functionality, but also a design element that really helps fit the home. And I think to this podcast's name, I Am Home, we want the actual overall feel of the home to really feel like this is a place you can be comfortable, you could stay here for a long time. And it really just helps create that extra excitement around being able to invite family and friends over and just making things more functional, easier to use. And overall, we wanted to make sure it has that pop of color and make sure that it really does reflect what you're looking for in whether it's the kitchen or the laundry space. It really just blends well with the design elements that particular consumer is looking for.
Yeah, that's a great overview. And I know that like the line, I think it started with the more of like the refrigerators, if I recall right. And now it's like expanded to multiple categories. Like, can you give us a sense of just how many products are in the line today?
Well, we would be here all day if we talked about all of them. But to your point, the first one, we really kind of got showcased right around like 2019, and it was the 4-door flex refrigerator.
Yes.
So beautiful refrigerator, absolutely gave you almost that built-in clean look and design. Samsung is renowned for really, really challenging what the status quo is for design. If you think about just in general, everything from, putting in screens in refrigerators and removing door handles, that's really polarizing at first when you first see that. We're all used to seeing external external ice makers and handles on doors. So Samsung's really done a great job of being able to mix things in there and really kind of give people options, just like they are able to get options at NFM and being able to really kind of personalize the overall look that they're going for. So as you mentioned, it really did start off as just one specific refrigerator, and it's blended not only just into the kitchen space, but now we have things in laundry. We even have things in our small appliance section where we have vacuum cleaners as well. So it's definitely adding more and more pieces every single year. And I think the beauty of Bespoke is not just the selection that we have, but how well everything kind of talks together with each other. So that interconnectivity of being able to find out whether or not that refrigerator door's open by accident. If my 6-year-old maybe left it open when they were grabbing in maybe a cheese stick or something like that. Just that extra peace of mind that you get with a connected appliance that we have at Samsung.
Yeah.
And I as somebody who cares a lot about aesthetics, maybe sometimes over function, like I so appreciate like the disruption that Samsung does with that. Like I know we're talking about appliances, but like even the Samsung Frame TV, like
yes, I
how
love
that has
Yes.
like just taken off. So like, to have options that blend, like Tyler said in the intro, fashion and function, like I think is growing in importance.
Absolutely.
Like not just myself, but I think people just care about how it looks and feels maybe a little personalized too.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much more important now.
Especially when they're like a pretty large investment.
Mhm.
You're like, I want it to work,
Yeah.
obviously, but if it can look beautiful also, like even better.
Because they're big, they're visible, they're like out
Yeah.
in major
Yeah.
parts of your home. So
And you're going to have them around for a while. I think the
Yeah.
other thing is, I'm also, I guess I would say, a DIY junkie, to where I will love to see exactly on YouTube and see, how can I maybe do this and kind of put my own spin on it. Obviously, I have the help of my wife because she's good at, being able to follow through with all the directions and make sure that, if there's an extra screw missing, it's not there just by chance. It's actually supposed to be a part of the unit that we put together. But the idea, I think, of you see people build these beautiful homes and they've got a beautiful color and they're adding all the different design elements.
Mhm.
And sometimes the appliances have only been in one thing, which is pretty much stainless or maybe like in a black or white. And that's basically it. So now the appliance section, the kitchen, which is still kind of the home of the home, of the overall focus of the home that you typically are spending a ton of time in. Now you can add your extra element in there to have it overall blend. And I think that's what consumers are really excited about. We don't have to just have stainless. If you want to have an element of white glass or maybe a charcoal finish, it's really going to take it up a notch when it comes to the overall design of your home.
Yeah. And it's like this like bridge option between doing something that like fully custom, where it's like designed to fit your cabinets, and like the masses. It's so nice that this kind of like falls in between for people that need something in between those two choices.
Yes.
And DJ, how easy is it? Because mixing and matching and like finding the different color options, like what if there is some nervousness from a customer being like, oh, like I want to be bold and I want to do something that's fun, but like, what if I hate it in a few years? Like, how easy is it for folks to be able to kind of like swap that stuff in and out?
Yeah, when we're speaking specifically about like refrigerators, right now there's 5 different types of color options that you can choose from. And I think the beauty of that is that you can kind of mix and match and then get what you're liking right now, and then maybe switch it later on if you decide to change. And maybe you move houses. Maybe your house that you're currently in has a lot more wood in the actual kitchen, and you're looking specifically for that type of look that blends well with that. And then maybe you're moving into somewhere where there's a little bit more white cabinetry, and maybe white's something that you're looking for in that particular section. It's much easier to be able to swap those panels out than having to buy a whole brand new refrigerator just because you've maybe moved into a new home that has a little bit different look to it. Or maybe you're looking to do an upgraded home and you don't want to necessarily up and move the entire home, but you just want to kind of remodel the kitchen. It's much easier to be able to swap those panels out. With just a suction cup, you'd be able to do that at your own leisure.
It's that simple.
It's really, really easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. That was kind of my question. Is that something where I got to call a Samsung guy in to like be able to swap that thing out? Or if that is
it's really simple.
I'm not as much of a DIYer. Sometimes I try, but I also don't quite a bit as well. So
I love it.
So, but it's a suction cup seems like that's something I might be able to handle. Is that, do you feel like a typical homeowner wouldn't have too much of trouble being able to kind of
Not at all. Not at all.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's just a couple of clips that are just holding it into there for safety. And then once you remove those clips, the suction cup's really there just to kind of help give you the extra support so you don't drop it. But you could honestly even do it without the installation, without the suction cup. It's really just designed there just for an extra set of hands.
That's so slick.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Do you do they require like if I haven't ordered one yet, I'm just curious, like for a customer expecting a bespoke installation, like with this modular design, does it require like other kind of special installation, or is it just like standard? You're ordering a fridge and you can kind of get them hooked up like you would expect ordering a standard refrigerator?
Yeah, it's just standard installation. They already come pre-installed on the refrigerator itself. But if you were to decide, hey, I want to now go from stainless and I want to punch it up a little bit and get white glass, you'd be able to get that ordered in and then be able to pop those panels off and just put the new panels on. So it's a really big, easy way to be able to make that look change very quickly. And I even think about it just for me being able to have kids that, sometimes accidents happen. Maybe my youngest is riding his tricycle around and accidentally puts a ding into the side of the stainless. Normally that's a call to service and you have to get the service technician out, take the whole door out. And I have to take a whole day off of work to be able to kind of see how he does it so I can do it next time. And then you don't have to worry about that. It's just something as easy as just replacing that panel to whether it's a color change you want to do or if you need to replace it because maybe some accidental damage happens. So it really does give you that extra flexibility.
That's such a good point. I didn't think about like little nicks and dings as things get used.
Sometimes my boys like to play baseball in the kitchen.
Boy.
Not the best place to play, but
I'm glad it's not only my kids.
Universally understood. Like baseball
is definitely the best inside. Why not?
Yeah. Nothing could happen wrong.
So DJ, like you were talking about, like obviously this feels like very design centered and focused, but you talked about it being like good for families as well. Is there like a sweet spot customer, or is this something that you're seeing, or is this something that like it blends just across the different kind of customer options, customer types that are out there?
Yeah, I think it does do a great job of blending because it really gives you the best of all worlds. So somebody that's really focused on the design element side of it, yes, you can kind of add that extra pop of color. Our panels come in two different types of variations, ones that are more steel based, so they're going to be very traditional. And then maybe somebody that wants to have that extra pop. They have more of a glass type of design to it. So think about like a marble floor, how much that pops when you see that inside of a business or a home. Same kind of a thing. So depending on the element that you're looking for, you can have that from the exterior side of it. But somebody that just wants a really great refrigerator, and obviously we want to make sure that it keeps things cold. But how do we make it easier for you to access water and ice and being able to have a place for everything inside the refrigerator so that you're not feeling like you're playing Tetris and trying to be able to fit the things that are inside that refrigerator. So it really is the best of both worlds. So somebody wanted to just have traditional stainless, but I just really like what's going on inside the refrigerator. And we have some great features as well that's going to meet their needs.
So let's talk about some of those features. I know like some of the AI stuff is like super, super popular right now. Can you break down like what bespoke AI means in like real world terms?
Sure. Yeah, I know AI is kind of a big buzzword right now. It's like slapped on every box,
right,
on every product. So, and again, it can be sometimes polarizing. People are wondering, what is AI specifically for an appliance? Why do I need that? And honestly, that's the number one question we usually get in a store is, why do I need Wi-Fi on a refrigerator? I have absolutely no reason why I need that. So one of our products that we have, it's called Bespoke AI, is the type of product, and it really cascades across a variety of different subsectors that we have. But the one that's really cool that I like is our Bespoke AI that is in our refrigerator that has something called AI Vision inside. So if you're like me, sometimes you're at the grocery store, you have absolutely no idea whether you have something in the refrigerator or not, and maybe you just buy it just to be safe so you don't have to go run back to the store. So what AI Vision inside does, there's a camera that's inside there, and real time will recognize when it's time for you to put your groceries away, and it gives you a digital log that lets you digital inventory system, so it knows exactly when you put that item in there. And the really cool part is now that it knows all the different things that are inside this refrigerator with your fresh produce items, now it can also recommend recipes for you as well. So there's like an access of 60,000 plus recipes that you can access at any time, which really makes things exciting, especially, for me, just giving an example, usually Friday nights are pizza night. A lot of times that's because it's the end of the week and we have very little food left because our two boys are rummaging through the refrigerator all the time and hopefully not eating all of my cheese sticks by the time it gets to Friday. So the really cool thing with this refrigerator, though, it says, okay, you've got this element when it comes to some of the produce, and we know that you have chicken that's in there. If you put these ingredients in here together, you can make this ingredient list into a really great casserole, and I'm going to actually walk you through how to be able to do that. So it really takes the anxiety out of maybe trying a new recipe, and it really just kind of helps people have a fun way to be able to see and utilize more of what's inside the refrigerator, and almost have a great reduction on food spoilage, which is something we see a lot.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's so like how genius, like to say like, here's your ingredients. Like this is what you can make with what you have.
Yes.
I feel like that's always a struggle. If I didn't plan it out, I'm like, well, now what?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. DJ, is there like some weird recipes that it recommends? Like if I only got like some mayonnaise left in there and some like
Bananas.
You could have a
Bananas.
mayonnaise banana sandwich.
Like, we just did an episode
I have
where we're
not
trying
tried that in the recipe repertoire. That would be an interesting thing to see. But I think what's really cool about that is, and we talk about personalization with Samsung and with Bespoke. The really cool thing with our Samsung Food, which is the database that's able to kind of pull in not only what the inventory list is, but being able to see exactly what's options for you. It actually will take into account also like dietary restrictions. So if maybe you're trying a new diet for the beginning of the year, and it's your New Year's resolution, and you want to maybe avoid carbs, or maybe you're looking to just change some type of lifestyle change in there. And sometimes you're always having to kind of change that recipe and try to find out, how do I make this paleo? How do I make this more keto based, whatever the case may be. My son, when he was first born, he was really allergic to dairy. Now he's not maybe so much. But at that time, I was trying to always constantly find out what's a dairy-free option. And sometimes you're substituting and trying to play, just different testing options to see whether or not it's actually going to work or not. Because when you remove a key ingredient like that, sometimes that makes a drastic difference in the final product. So I love the fact that it kind of takes the guesswork out of that for you, and only recommends recipes that work well for inside your home.
That's great.
That's so slick. I'm going to reveal how like lazy I am, but I usually put in my grocery, because my like maximizing my time, and I put in my grocery pickup order on Sunday night, and it's usually like I'll do it from the sofa. But that would be so slick to just be able to like reference that really quick. And
DJ, is that like coming out of like an app or something? Like how do you get that report?
When we mean a report, you mean the report of exactly what's actually inside the refrigerator?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So on this particular refrigerator, there is a 32-inch screen, so you can be able to see it right there real time actually on the refrigerator. So if you've ever seen our Family Hub refrigerators, it's one of our most popular models, and it has real time, kind of the hub of the home, that you can not only be able to see your recipes, but you also be able to see all your smart devices. It's one of our most popular refrigerators.
Huh.
Awesome. But if you're like out of the store and you're trying to like get that, is that report coming through? Like, how do I access my smart hub on the refrigerator?
if you're not at home.
Yeah. We have an app. It's called Smart Things. So if you haven't tried it, it's absolutely amazing. But Smart Things is free. You can do it whether it's an Android device or an iOS device. It's a free download, and it doesn't have to be always Samsung devices. We play well with other brands as well. So it's nice whether you have like an Arlo camera, or maybe you have a Google Nest thermostat, or an Amazon Echo device, or a Ring doorbell. It's really great to be able to have kind of everything all housed in one app, instead of having 7 or 8 different apps to be able to run your smart home. So that application will be able to not only run on your phone, but also be able to do on that Family Hub refrigerator that I referenced earlier.
Oh, cool.
That was going to be one of my questions then. So like this, like the fridge is going to talk to like a Google or Alexa if I have those kind of things in my house as well.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
Yeah. It's genius.
That's awesome. Okay. If you had to spotlight like one innovation from this Bespoke lineup that customers like get the most excited about, I think we might have like spoiled it already, but like, is there what kind of comes to mind?
Man, that's tough to pinpoint one. Honestly, do you want it to be AI based, or just in general one of our coolest features?
Generally, generally.
Yeah, so I would say our coolest feature that people sometimes don't know exists is actually our beverage center. It's the one that's it's the door-and-door concept. So most people coming in, obviously water's important. Doesn't matter whether you live in the desert or where I do in Charlotte, North Carolina, water's important to make sure you're drinking. And our beverage center is kind of a door-and-door setup to where it's actually hidden behind a inner door, and it has two different ways to access water. So we have an autofill pitcher that refills your water every single time you're done using it. So it's 48 ounces of filtered water ready to go. And then there's a built-in infuser that's in there. So if you're like me and need to drink a little bit more water, but you like maybe like a little lemon or cucumber, raspberry, whatever you want to add in there to kind of help flavor your water, you're able to do that. Some people like to add like green tea. But the fact that it's really able to do up to that many ounces, 48 ounces is great because you can fill up your Keurig or maybe your whatever coffee pot that you're using, or even something if it's the household dog and you want to be able to fill up the water dish. It's really easy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The number of times I'm standing there with like the pitcher, like waiting to refill my coffee maker's little like well.
Yeah.
I just those minutes and microwave minutes just feel like an eternity.
Longer than actual minutes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people now use either like a Yeti or a Stanley cup, which are typically like 48 ounces. And to your point, you feel like you're sitting there just watching the water go in there and looking at your watch at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that it's like hidden too. Like again, going back to like, not just like aesthetics, but the number of times you're like, we have this stainless appliance, you're like wiping down the water that's like dribbled down the front of it is just, I don't know. It's like not that big of a deal, but like constantly it is a little like,
irritating. Way too fast.
Fingerprints also. Not a fan of those.
You miscalculate like lining up your like 48 ounce.
Sometimes it doesn't even fit. Like it's you just can't even angle it in there. So it does make it a challenge. So that the capability of being able to pour that out or maybe just bring it over to the dining room table and just have that ready for people while they're eating at the meal. So it's really great functionality that you have. We still do have the traditional dispenser if somebody wants that there. But for my kids, they love to use the 48 ounce filtered water that's in that pitcher. It's just really easy for them to fill it up, quick grab and go, and be able to put that right back in there.
What a luxury.
And how does the infuser work? Is that something where like I pour in some green tea, or is there like little pods, or like how does that work?
Yeah, so there's just a little canister that's up at the top. It's kind of like a little cage, and it's to be able to just put right inside in the top. And so if I had lemons, I could just cut some lemons up, put it right inside of that basket. And then when the water passes through that, it's just going to help infuse that water.
Yeah.
So you can put in like fresh stuff. It's not like, oh, wow, that's awesome.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Really
Which
cool.
I sometimes need because we have fruit that's in the fridge and sometimes the lemons go bad. It just kind of helps be able to utilize whatever's already in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Oh, this is coming full circle. Okay. So obviously, how like we've talked a little bit about like the trend forwardness of the product and talked about it like being for everybody, but like how have like you've seen maybe like interior designers like using the product that gets you like really, really excited?
Yeah, I think one is we definitely talked about the exterior side of it, but even just in the connectivity side of things too, being able to talk to products that maybe have controlled lighting and being able to utilize that as well. We're starting to see a lot of people utilize the connectivity part of our appliances. So whether it's a vacuum cleaner that'll let you know who's calling while you're vacuuming so you don't miss any phone calls, or one of our most important models right now that we're seeing a lot of excitement around is our all-in-one combo. So you can be able to put it in a laundry space and it washes and dries in just as little as 68 minutes, looking at our vented model. But the cool thing is if you were at my house and I was maybe folding laundry, I could actually see my Ring doorbell right on my washing machine, and I would be able to let you in the front door and you can help me fold some laundry.
As long as you give me one of those cheese sticks, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Make that work. You'll have to take that fight up with my kids, though.
Yeah.
Of course. So, like, looking forward, like, how do you see Bespoke evolving? Like, where is the product line heading at this point?
Yeah. So, like we mentioned earlier, I think we started again with really more of a kitchen focus, and then really moving into the laundry room. We have everything from stick vacuums, robot vacuum cleaners. But I think really it's how do we make things easier for people? And your question earlier about, what is AI and what is Samsung really trying to do? And we're trying to get people to be able to have a product that ultimately makes life easier and saves you time and money. And that's what we're starting to see across the different lineup, whether that's saving you from having to do extra trips to the grocery store, whether it's something in our laundry room where it actually dispenses the right amount of detergent based on how soiled the clothes are. So now I'm not overusing detergent. That's actually sometimes the biggest enemy of your laundry. So you're usually having to do double the wash to be able to get that soap out of there. You're wasting water in the process as well. And if you're like me, my water bill is more expensive than my electric bill. So it's nice to be able to have something that's kind of thinking for you. And we're starting to see more control capability from the connected side of things to being able to see how much water is this washing machine using? What is the right water filter to be able to switch out this water filter that's in my refrigerator? So how can we lower the anxiety about new technology, and how can this actually help you to be able to do more for your life, whether that's being able to not have to go out and do shopping at 5 o'clock when it's crazy in the store, and at the same time being able to just feel good about the product that you have in your home and how it's able to have you almost do less and be doing more with your family and friends.
Oh, that's refreshing to hear. Like in the topic of like AI, sometimes it feels a little bit like it's just about like having all the new bells and whistles for the sake of like being in on what's like new and innovative. Like it feels like sometimes there's this like pressure to like be part of that, but it's refreshing to hear about all the ways that it can save you time and money and just like make life simpler or easier. Like that's like using AI too.
That's making your home life your best life, Hilary.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
what an assist.
Well, DJ, this has been really, really fun. I think we've learned a lot about the product. I have like one last question for you, just from like a hot take angle. Like, is there a specific like appliance trend that you hope like goes away? Because I feel like Bespoke has been so trend forward and like doing things that are just awesome and crazy cool. Like, is there something that you're like, oh, we're done with? I wish that would just go away.
Man, this is gonna get me in trouble probably, but
no, never.
No. So for me, I'm not as big of a fan of having like a handle on my dishwasher. We still definitely have that option for you, but I think with the advancements that Samsung's done with the dishwasher specifically, you probably never thought I would pick dishwashers, but for me, you know, we've always had that actual handle to almost be there to have and hold your dish rag to be able to help the drying process. So our new dishwashers do just a really great job of being able to help with the drying process, even if it's plasticware that you're washing or drying. So I think just, you know, the element of giving that more of a built-in look. A lot of places are limited with space. So really embracing, you know, the handleless look. I definitely would love to be able to see that and just giving everybody that nice, clean, overall modern design.
That's a good take.
That.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
I stand that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, DJ, thanks so much for doing this. This episode, I feel like, was tailor-made, just like your kitchen could be. So thanks again. I also want to thank my co-hosts, Hilary and Becca, our producers, Ann and Scott, and all our listeners. Make sure to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen to I Am Home. And I think that'll do it for us today. Until next time, here's to making your home life your best life, one story at a time.
Thanks for joining us today for I Am Home with Tyler Weisskopf, Hilary Woltemath, and Becca Sudbeck. No one knows home quite like NFM. So if you'd like more information on home design at NFM, please check out nfm.com and leave us a review on the podcast platform of your choice.